All right, welcome back, everybody, to another edition of Dollar Bin Digging Finds. This is the article and video series that I do for comicbookinvest.com, where I show off the books that I've been picking up at shops and flea markets and wherever I can find books for cheap, basically. So hopefully you guys enjoy what I have to show off that I found, stuff that I'm wasting my money on, and hopefully you're liking the content that I'm providing. So please like, subscribe, hit that alert button so you don't miss any of the content coming to my channel that I'm shooting to give you something basically every day. And hopefully I can make that going forward. So just hang on for a second and I'm going to show off some books. All right, so before we get started, I do have to put a caveat this week because I did find plenty of books for $1, but there was a strong bit and a strong section of my pickups where I actually paid $2 for them. So it was a $2 sale. It's not exactly a dollar bin find, but I kind of count them all the same. Cheap books are cheap books to me these days, and but I do want to make that very clear that some of these books were $2, if that makes much of a difference to you. Now, the first bit I'm going to hit up with my pile are some first appearances. Not a lot, just a couple that are scooped up. And the first one being, let's get some stuff out of the way here, Starlight 1, Mark Millar series, which we know there was news, I think maybe a month ago, that Joe Cornish was going to be writing and directing this, possibly for, I don't know, maybe it'll go to Netflix like some of the other Millar stuff. But yeah, doesn't do too bad. It was a fun little series. I'm looking forward to it. I like Joe Cornish. I enjoy Attack the Block. If you've never seen it, that's where I first saw John Boyega. Another book that I grabbed here is 52, Week 12, which is kind of the first, I guess you want to say, modern, version of Isis. And, maybe we're going to get her in that Black Adam movie. So figured I'd scoop that up now. Because this will probably spike again, especially when we get some more from that movie going forward. This was one scooped up for $1. This is Secret Avengers 23, which is the one, I guess, I don't want to say first, but I guess one of the contenders for first Agent Venom, I guess, because I know there's some other options out there, but Secret Avengers 23 for $1 I thought was a good find. And randomly found another Shadow Man 13, which is Punk Mambo. I don't know if we'll ever see this character do anything more than she already has, but I don't know. She's still kind of interesting. I think if Valiant does move forward with more of their stuff, this is a character we could see getting adapted just because she's kind of cool and she got an interesting look. So Shadow Man 13 was worth picking up to me. Now, the biggest chunk of books that I have this week is going to be in my artist section because I found a huge run of books that I had to, and those were $2 finds. But before we get there, I'll start off with a couple of the other books. First one being favorite of mine, Adam Hughes. I found a Maze Agency. I run across these every once in a while, and I look for it, and I look for Hughes' name on the cover, and I scoop them up because while they're not his best work, they're his early work, and I like collecting artists. So I find ones that I don't think I have, I'll pick them up for cheap. Another artist I like to grab, covers from him, is Lucio Perillo. Getting all tongue-tied here. Lucio Perillo. Why can't I say it? Perillo. Warlord of Mars, number 32. This cover, I think, does all right on the secondary market. If you can find it, look for these Warlord of Mars. I know he had a nice run on, Vampirilla. I think he did some Red Sonjas. But the Warlord of Mars was a good run for him. And I found a number 34, which is another good one. And I think near the end of his run on this series there. So 32 and 34, not too bad. I think I paid $2 for those. As well as this stack right here, which was nearly the run. No 1, 2, or 3. But it started off with issue 4, Red Sonja. Jenny Frison. I love this run of covers that she did. I already have most of them, but for $2, I was not leaving these behind. So I grabbed every one that was there. So there were 4, 5, sitting in a tree, looking out. 6, it's kind of cool, eyeing up that sword. This 7 Underwater is pretty cool. I think issue 8, which is not here, was the one where her head's kind of peeking out of the water, is a good one. 9 was also missing, or maybe I just missed it. But I found 10. 11, which is a cool one. I like just that pop of red with the hair and everything else kind of black and white on that one. I really dig this one, number 12, just the eyes. Might have to use this as the image for this video because it's just, this one jumps out at me. Something about it, just, she stares right through you. Number 13 looks like it's missing, so here's 14. Here, with the little flowers. Different take. 15. I know, I'm taking forever showing you all these, but these are worth it. These covers are fantastic, and they are worth taking the time to appreciate each and every one of them. 16. Almost there. 17, which I kind of like the hood. And that white snowy background's kind of cool. And 18, which is completely different with this border, but I think this one's really cool too. And I also like all the blue tones as well. I dig this one. And this was the last one of this volume of Red Sonja and the covers that she did. Like I said, those were all $2 a piece, but I wasn't leaving them behind. $2. I mean, it's gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. Love those. Love those. And again, this is a light week for me. I only have a few more. I got some random books I'm going to share, and then we're going to wrap it up. So just hang on for a second for some randomness. I couldn't really find a good category for these or enough books to make subcategories. Like I wasn't going to do variants and whatnot when there's only like 1 or 2 books. I mean, even the first appearances was kind of light with 4. As you saw, that Frison run was basically the bulk of the books I picked up this last week. But I did manage to find for $1 this Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man #1 variant, which does okay. I mean, it's a variant. I don't know if it's an incentive or not, or if it's just a cover. I don't know the details on this one too much, but I know it sells for more than $1, so I grabbed it. At one shop, I've been seeing this book in that box forever. This is Wolverine #88. It's pretty dinged up, but I don't know. I just couldn't leave it there. After the many times I passed it over, I said, you know what? Even all jacked up, I'm going to grab this for $1. It looks like even it's pulling away from the top staple a little bit there. So this is a pretty beat copy, but still an awesome cover. Adam Kubert. I like this Deadpool crossover with Wolverine. So if you can find a nice clean one, that's a good book. But I bought the beat up one. Book I just grabbed for $1 was this random spitting image. It's a joke book from back in the day. Image, they just kind of a Mad Magazine take on their own characters. This book was actually in the box backwards, and the reason why I picked it up and caught my eye may be a little bit inappropriate these days, but I don't know. It's just I couldn't leave it for $1. And that's on the back. We have the Jolly Green. Yeah, you can read it yourself. But yeah, Savage Dragon. It's yeah, that happened. That happened. So for $1, I just had to buy it. I don't know. Weird stuff. Just like this Warp Graphics annual that I just saw. I don't, get a lot of these odd Warp Graphics books, but this has a Distant Soil in it. There's some Panda Khan, Thunder Bunny, and Captain Obese down below there. Just weird stuff. So I saw Panda Khan is what kind of caught my eye, and then I just figured, you know what, for $1, and it's a pretty thick book, I'm just going to grab this weird, book because ElfQuest. ElfQuest is what makes me think of Warp Graphics, but yeah, there's other stuff in there as well. For $1, why not, right? Last issue in the run, I probably should have picked up a couple. There was a couple other issues, but I only took home the last issue. This is Laura Flea's #12, and it doesn't really do anything, so it doesn't really hold to that last issue of the series being the one to seek out. But I think this run could hit eventually because I don't see a lot of these out in the boxes, and I probably should have grabbed the other issues that were there so I can build out a set because I don't believe I have all of these. But for now, I just grabbed #12 because I don't know. I was trying to get to a round number. This is just a weird book that caught my eye, and it's a preview book, 2005, The Supernaturals. Just kind of dug the art there. I'm not even sure who did it. It has kind of a, old school vibe to me from back in the 90s. Even though it came out in 2005, there was something about it that just, I just liked it. So I figured I was just going to grab it, this weird preview book. Again, I don't think this does all that much, but it was interesting, so I picked it up. Just like this $1 book, Dungeons and Dragons, for $1 because, I don't know, cover was pretty cool. So I figured I'd grab it. Cost $1 when it originally came out, so I'll pay $1 for it now. What the heck, right? Just like this weird Battle Beasts. I like Battle Beasts. I'm gonna have to do a toy video on them eventually. But this IDW series kind of looks like they brought them to more modern day. I don't know. I've never read this series, but saw issue 1, so I figured, you know what? I'll give it a shot and see what they're doing here. What IDW did with Battle Beasts. Probably not much because I don't think the series lasted very long. But hey, still taking a look, right? This cover just kind of caught my eye. I think, and I got to double check this. This looks like Jay Ancelotta. This is the Blood Queen #1. I don't know, something about this cover. I just really liked it. It's got this, you know, kind of playing card vibe with the reversible, you know, sorry, trying to get the light out of there. Yeah, kind of the reversible look on this cover. Just kind of liked it. So I figured for $1, I was going to grab this one. And then my last random bit, I wish I would have found some more of this series, but I have before. But this time out, I only found this issue 3 of Devil May Cry, and this is from Dreamwave when they did it. I like these, as again, I've talked about these weird video game adaptation books. Some of these are really good and kind of tough to find. And Devil May Cry was a great game. From what I recall. I haven't played it in ages. I only played like the early ones, but this comic series as well isn't too easy to find. I mean, there's some variants too with that issue 1 that are definitely worth scooping up. Like there's a Michael Turner that's kind of cool. That's, again, not the easiest book for you to go scooping up out of bins because it's just one of those things. I mean, Dreamwave, I mean, outside of Dark Minds and Warlands, I mean, there weren't a lot of other books that you know, you can really find from Dreamwave, but Devil May Cry was a good one. And this is not the greatest cover and not the best of this series, but still worth scooping up for cheap because it does you know, you can do all right sometimes. You can get lucky. I mean, this is, again, video games books like this are kind of odd in that you catch them at the right time. Somebody looking for it to complete a run will pay a little extra for it, while other times people don't know what they have, and these books sell real fast for real cheap. So one of those odd things. Just something to be aware of and something to keep an eye out for. And that's, again, all I got this week. Not the biggest stack, but I think it's plenty. I don't want to keep buying, you know, these huge stack of books to go over because then I have nowhere to put them. So hopefully you enjoyed that. And again, like, subscribe, hit that alert button. Today is the last day to enter my giveaway for the High Republic Trade and Dress and Virgin for #3, the Mike Mayhew variant. So if you haven't already, this is your last chance to enter today, because then I'm going to cut it off and then announce a winner, you know, later this week. So with that said, I will see you guys next time.